Hello, welcome back. This is the Forex Crypto Hub YouTube channel, and we are going to check on the markets for the weekly market forecast. And as usual, we have to start with the sentiment analysis. So we head to the MyFX book and check on how things look on the sentiment side. As we wait for it to load, we can have a quick look on the economic calendar for this week. That is in Forex Factory. Tomorrow being on Monday, we're going to have a bank holiday that is in the UK, so trading the pound related pairs is going to be very risky. Same applies to the US. We are going to have a bank holiday as well, so tomorrow it's a good day for you to continue backtesting and doing some other things. Going to Tuesday. Tuesday, I can't see any major news on Tuesday, so we go to Wednesday. On Wednesday, the major news we have there is the CPI for Austria, that will be year over year, and also we are going to have the interest rates on the NZD. There's a probability we might see a rate pulse on the NZD, so you might see a 3.5% pulse on the interest rates, but let's wait and see what happens for that. At 6 p.m. we will have the press conference that is now related to the interest rates. So okay, the part I'll be interested in is now the minutes. That is now the FOMC. FOMC is a Federal Open Meeting Committee. The minutes. You have to listen to these minutes because they will give you an idea what the Fed is planning to do in the coming FOMC, right? So, and once you see these minutes, that means the FOMC is just around the corner. So you start getting ready. Yeah. On Thursday we are going to have the GDP, that is for USD. GDP, that is quarter to quarter. You can see previous was at negative 0.3%. Expectation this time round is negative 0.3%. But as for me, I expect something which is higher than this, maybe a negative 0.2, negative 0.1, 0.00 or above 0. Yeah, so I can expect an actual I can expect a bullish dollar index, but let's wait and see. Coming to the unemployment claims, you can see in the previous week, that was on Thursday, we had a reading of 227k. The expectation this week is 229k, and remember we are approaching the end of the month, and also we are approaching NFP. That will be next week, not this week but the following week. So checking on this, we have to pay much attention on it, and there's a probability that we are going to have an actual less than the forecast. So we are going to according to me, I'll expect a reading below 229,000. That is it. Later in the day, we are going to have we're going to have a speech from the Bank of the governor for the Bank of England is going to give a speech that will be at 10 p.m. For that, if you are much into the UK economy, you can listen and get some 1 or 2 points. Going to Friday. On Euro, we are going to have the CPI that will be in Germany, and there's a probability that we will have a reading below the previous, maybe a 0.3, 0.2, or even at the previous. So we just wait and see. No, these are economies which we don't follow much, so we will just wait and see what happens from that. On Friday at 3:30 p.m. we are going to have the GDP month of a month, that is in Canada. Later, or just on at the same time, that is 3:30 p.m. This is now where we have our point of interest. It's the core PCE, consumer, um, the core personal consumption expenditure, that is now in the US. Previous was at 0.0%, so this time around I expect something higher, and you can see even from the forecast, the expectation is a 0.1%. So I'll be expecting a bullish dollar index during that time. Um, hmm, there's nothing much. There's nothing much on that. And don't forget that you saw that we have the tariffs. You saw that Trump is talking about imposing something. Is it 25 or 50% tariffs on the UK goods? And yeah, so that one is an hint to you that we will experience something. And you saw how the market behaved on Friday. So um, let's check on now the sentiments here. Let's see what the sentiments say. um, for Euro USD, you can see the largest percent is on sales, and from what we have concluded using the fundamentals before we get into technicals, I can see they are aligning. So the best part of this week, we will experience some buys on the Euro USD. You can see the sellers are 66%. So as I told you the other time, use sentiments and go against the majority, go with the minority. So uh, for that, we will expect that buy. Coming to GBPUSD, you can see the sellers are 70% and buyers are 30%. So um, we can join the buyers. Let's go and have a look on gold, and then we get into technical analysis with gold. XAUUSD. XAUUSD. So here is it. You can see sellers are 57%, buyers are 43%. So the percentage for sellers is still high compared to that of buyers. So we still have a clue there on what you can expect. So let's just get into the technicals and see what we expect from the markets this coming week. To start with, we start with the dollar index. It's very key. It helps you make informed decisions on what to do. So in the previous week, if you check on that video we uploaded on Monday, we expected a drop to this level. Market came to this area, and then after coming to our point of interest, market started coming up, where it now failed to continue to go high and now dropped. Since now the market is dropping, the high probability is that we will expect the market to drop now to this level or even below, but we are going to do fresh analysis and see what the market got for us. So now let's start with the monthly time frame. Remember, we are approaching the end of the month. We are approaching the end of the month. If you check well, something that is not that does not require too much of thinking. The market is very bearish. That is on the monthly time frame. You can see for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth month the market is very bearish. And now we had this kind of a support level here. It's been holding the market, and also it helped to push the market up to this level. And now, as you can see, this month is likely that the market is going to close now below this support. And if that one is to happen, where we can now expect to have a strong level it's going to be around this zone. I can change my candlesticks to line graph maybe and see. Okay, you can see it's a very strong level with both candlesticks and also the line graph. And taking back my chart to candlesticks, you can see we have that kind of an order block in there. The other one is now slightly below there. So these are now going to be my points of interest. These are going to be my points of interest. The imbalance here was respected, so we can have it there. So these two, that is 96 and also 93 point, let's say 94, those are now going to be my points of interest on the monthly time frame. So that means I expect the dollar index to continue doing what? To continue coming down. Remember, this is the last week of the month. You can see this one, the week here, this is liquidity. So the market will be much determined to come and grab this liquidity. So as well, let me not ignore this. Let me not ignore this imbalance, but I guess it was already respected. So if it was already respected, okay, yeah, it was respected. Actually, that was the turning point for the market, as you can see. So maybe our focus can be on the body. The candlestick here happens to be kind of a neutral candlestick or a doji or an indecision candlestick. So where we have the body, it can as well be our point of interest for watch this week. Let's go to weekly time frame. Now, coming to weekly time frame, it can clearly tell you something. In the previous week, you can see the market was very strong bearish. It closed below 2 weeks back loss, giving us a new loss. So that indicates we expect a bearish market. So what can possibly happen? The market might maybe buy back to this level here, and then we give a drop to this zone. So that is according to the weekly view. Maybe on the daily time frame we can see something which might be much clearer to help us deal with this. Now something interesting on the daily time frame, you can see after market made an impulsive drop over here, the market consolidated and it gave a watch. It gave this is a bearish flag. This was a bearish flag. And looking on the breakout, this is now what I'm talking about. The breakout here was very impulsive. Now I'm very much confident that the market will go past this, which is now what we call the 90% rule here, and that gives me now more confidence that we are going to come for the lower levels. So that is where we have the 90%. But before then, whereby tomorrow there's high chances that we are going to have a gap opening. The market might come back to this level, which happens to be kind of an order block, and then from there now we can drop before we do what? Before we look for something different that might be now buys, right? So that is daily time frame. Let's check how is the 4-hour time frame. Let's check on how is the 4-hour time frame. And coming to the 4-hour time frame, it's very clear that we are in what? A downtrend. The market is giving us a series of what? Lower highs and also lower lows. You can see that one clearly. You can see, and also we had a flag here. The market, this bearish flag, the market dropped and broke out very impulsively. Hit the 90% rule, is still dropping. Now the other point of interest or a strong level to watch is this one, which it's almost near this. So with that, it now gives much courage for us to do it, to wait for the sales to continue. And also looking at this, you can see we have this head and shoulders pattern from the further end. You can see we have this head and shoulders. So yeah, we expect more sales on that. Coming to 1-hour time frame, there anything on 1 hour time frame? Okay, now on the 1 hour time frame, the kind of behavior the market is having here, that is now during the last few hours of last week, that is on Friday. What the market is doing here is forming kind of what we call a falling wedge, and a falling wedge is a reversal pattern, so that now might give us a buy to come to our zone there before now we do what? Before we draw. That is it from me on the dollar index. So let's have a look on GBPUSD before we end to gold. GBPUSD. GBPUSD. Alright, for the last week we had these buys, expecting the market to come to this zone and then start selling, but the market came to the zone and broke out. So let's have a fresh analysis. Let's have a fresh analysis. We start with monthly time frame. Remember, I've always said that the first and the last week of each and every month are very crucial, so you need to pay more attention on those times. You need to pay more attention on that. Now, if you check, the market has surpassed the equal highs we had. You can see now the market is above, it's trading above. That means the market is likely to continue doing what? To continue going higher. And if the market continues to go higher, this is now where we can have our possible points of interest around 1.4 thousand. 1.4 thousand is going to be a good spot for that. 1.4 thousand is going to be a good spot for that. Get this one, and if you have my trend lines there, they are going to be in alignment. So as I expect at that touch on my trend line, I'm going to have a strong resistance there. If that is to happen, we can have the sales and hold them for long, even if we are going to have them to this level here, where we will have now an inverted head and shoulders before we continue doing what? We continue with our buys. Now let's come to weekly time frame. Coming to weekly time frame, you can see initially, as I had told you in the previous weeks, we have these inverse head and shoulders here. The market consolidated here, and now in the last week the market broke out of that consolidation. What I expect this week is the market to come back a little bit before it continues with what? Continues with the buy. So that is my view from the weekly time frame, and high probability is the market to come to the high of last week but one, which is now this one, right? Now let's go to daily. Coming to daily time frame, I don't see anything. I don't see anything much. What is there? You can see the market has a trend, which is a very clear uptrend. Always remember that the trend is your friend. If you are in an uptrend, try as much as possible to look for buys. So you can see how the market is, and we went to go up, come down, now we are going up. So that is now the high probability in this. Is that, so we are still very bullish. But I expect a drop first, or market just opens with a gap and continues to buy. Remember, I've said something about the tariffs. If you have not watched the video I uploaded talking on tariffs, kindly do so for that, so that you can be able to understand what is really happening. So now we have this imbalance over here as well. So this is going to be my point of interest. If I am to take the buys, this is going to be my point of interest, and that's going to be as from Tuesday. So let's wait for the market to play out and see what happens. So yeah, that's my take. On the other side, remember we are expecting the DXY to first buy and then sell. So this one has to sell and then buy because it goes against the DXY. So let's go to the last one. That is now let's go to the last one, which is now gold. And maybe to say something, gold, yes, is the easiest for you to trade, but it will blow many of your accounts before you become very successful or profitable with it. So if you feel that you're not doing well with gold, you can shift it to GBPUSD, Euro USD, GBPUSD, Euro AUD, or AUD USD. You can check on another pair first, compound, at least grow your account before now you come back to gold. Gold needs money. Because it's going to do you some things which are not good. Not once, not twice. Okay, now last week we had this. We expected this buy to come up to this level, and it played out actually very well. But now on Friday, when we have those the news about the tariffs, the market just continued to go up and up and up. But that was nice. The market went over 1300 pips, 1300 pips, which was very, very nice. So we can have a fresh analysis and see what we expect from the market this coming week. We can have a fresh analysis and see what we might see or what the market can give us in this coming week. So you can see initially we have been having this monthly candlestick bearish, but it has already turned bullish. So we have to take back our focus on the highest high. From there, you can mark this level in the lower time frames. It happens to be a very strong support. So generally, as you all know, is that gold trend is very, very bullish. Gold is in a very bullish trend. That is monthly. That is not the overall thing you need. Now going to weekly time frame. Going to weekly time frame. Now coming to weekly time frame, you can see I have been telling you that first, the market went past this imbalance, and after going past that imbalance, that is now when I told you our next point of interest is going to be the order block below here, of which in the previous week I expected it to come and tap the order block, but it failed. Now what happened? The market went up and closed above last week but once high. Now if you check above there, you can see we have a lot of the sell side liquidity. So there is high probability we are going to get a new high very, very soon. So let's see what this new week got for us in store. So we might see the market open, come somewhere here, which is going to be clear on the lower time frames. By so doing, if your eyes are very sharp, you will see we have an inverted head and shoulders. So there's high chances you're going to have a new high on gold very, very soon if things continues as they are. So now Now let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. Okay. Coming to daily time frame now. Coming to daily time frame. You can see that this was a possible bullish what? Possible bullish flag. This was a this was a possible bullish flag, and this is how it is. For it being a possible bullish flag, that's how it is. And you can see what happened is that during the last day of last week, that was on Friday, the market now broke out of that trend line. What we expect now is strong breakout, and then I expect a short retest, and then we can continue going up. So I'm going to mark this candlestick. The body of this candlestick is going to be a very crucial point for me. That is it. Yeah, because the market now has high potential that this week the market will come to retest, yeah, before we can go to 3600. So if the market comes back to these levels, to this inside this box around 3290, 3291, right? If the market comes to that, if the market comes to this, we will now have a good chance for us to buy. And if you're going to get that buy entry, if you're going to buy that if you're going to get that buy entry, if you're going to get that buy entry, if that is to happen and you get the market comes to that levels I've just mentioned, and you get the buy entry, kindly try and be patient enough and hold for 3600, because from that level to 3600, let's just check how many pips can that be. That is roughly 3600. So let's say that is roughly 3000 pips. 3000 pips with your 0.01 lot, so that's $300. $300, that's a good amount, even if it's going to be for a month. So once you get a good entry point on gold, try as much as possible and hold that trade. So let's check on 4-hour time frame. Let's check on the 4-hour time frame and see what the charts got for us in the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we got on the 4-hour time frame. So initially we had this downtrend. Which I had shown you in the previous week, which the market broke and then retested. So we are not going to dwell much. We are not going to dwell much on to that, because it's already the past. So now let's see where we have our potential entries for this week. Now inside my box we have a very nice imbalance, and also we have an imbalance. Alright, we have an imbalance slightly above my box, that is at 33.34, and now the high I've marked for last week but one, that is 33.25. So these are going to be very good points for me to watch this week. That is from Tuesday. Remember, I've just said tomorrow it's better you stay away as much as possible. So we will wait and see how the market is going to open first. That is the first priority we are going to give the market. See how it opens, because we don't know what Donald Trump said on Friday, and also some rumors over the weekend, the impact they are going to have into these markets. Now, coming to 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see we have an inverted head and shoulders, very clear shoulder. We have the head over here, and then going up, we have now the right shoulder, but we have to wait for it to form. So that's now my take on gold. Let's be patient with it and wait and see what will happen. Get our good entries, and also coming out to 1 hour, I can get now a good entry for that. So yeah, so let's just do it and take our trades once the market comes to our points of interest. So that is going to play out well. You will be smiling, my guys. You will be smiling. That one is going to play out well. You will be smiling. Alright, so that's it from me, guys, for today. I wish you all a peaceful week ahead. Don't act impassively. Always remember to go first priority is to protect your capital, and perfection comes from execution and not just analyzing the charts and letting them be. Like, I have just analyzed these charts. If I'm not going to execute, I will never know how are my entries. Are my entries perfect? Are my entries worse? Are my entries better? I'll never know. And also, I'll never know how is my risk management. If I was to enter this trade, how much was I to gain or how much was I to lose if the market went against me? Because now, if you analyze the chart, you just assume the market did this. So if I could have been in the live account, I could have done the same as well. Maybe the market will come up to this level and miss your stop loss with a few pips, right? And if you check on this, you will see the stop loss amount here compared to maybe the account you will be having, or compared to your normal stop loss, they differ. So at least make sure you do executions. Even if you are not in a live account, use that demo account very well. It's going to help you. Use that demo account well. Use brokers like Just Markets or Xness, whereby you can be able to have lower amounts in your demo. If you feel that, like, if I'm in a live account, I can fund $10. Go to that demo account, feed that balance of 10, 20, 30, 50, 200, 100, $500. Then practice with that, because the moment you will get money and come back to your live account, the same thing you have been doing in the demo account is what you're going to do in that live account. So yeah, guys, I don't have much to say. I wish you all a good night as well. Happy trading week, and also stay cautious because this is the last week of the month. Bye bye.